Hello all of you. Welcome to the day 17th of GST classes and 5th class for this ITC. Input tax credit are chapter 6, 5th class and most important for the exam. Now why so I am saying we have already covered in input tax. Input tax credit in itself is like the lifeline of GST. When I purchase, how do I take the credit? If I let it go, how do I reverse? How do I pay back? How will it lapse? All those things. So, we have already covered in the last 4 classes, section 16, subject to which you can take input tax credit. Section 17, proportionate credit in case of banks and all. And the second part of section 17 is blocked credit. On this, ITC is not allowed. On this, it is allowed in this way. Same line of business, works contract, motor car, employee-related services which are mandatory as per the Act. For that, you have paid GST allowed. So like this, we have done section 17. Last 2 classes with the concept problems ke saath, we have done section 18. If you shift from composition to regular, whatever is the stock of material and work in progress and finished goods, you can take the credit. Yes. And if you shift from regular to composition, whatever you have availed the credit, you have to reverse. So I would take this revision again in detail in the last when I show you the flow charts. We have already done not only checking from the flow chart, we have written running notes, we have read from the material and we have applied it and solved problems also. Right? So done. 18 section is clear. Okay. Capital goods, you are saying once, definitely we will revise because there are 3 different treatments of ITC for capital goods in this chapter. There are 3 different, or sabko malum hai, ma'am, 5% per quarter. But which one to apply where, we will check that for sure. Okay. Right now, what I want to say is today we are going to take up. When I did section 16, that time only I did rule 36. Section 17, 18 ke saath we did rule 40, 41, 42. Today, we are taking the most important rule, and for upcoming exam, definitely you can expect a question on this. That is rule 86B. A very difficult hitch for the dealers to digest, but it is simple. Let us understand why did they bring this amendment in financial year 21-22 and how it is going to apply. This is the first thing I'm going to take up. After this, in your GST exam, question number 1, which is compulsory, is calculate the GST tax liability. Yes. How will you set off output and input GST with examples and with 8 marks compulsory question which is coming in exam? We are doing in this class. So grab your notebooks, calculator, your running notebook and your booster notebook. Okay, shuru kare? Yes, I will revise the whole chapter also if required. We have already done institutes material के पीछे के problem. For the ITC, we have done limited. We have not done 18th, 19th, 20th. We'll discuss it now. ठीक है? चलो शुरू करते हैं. So let us start today's class by learning the concept of 86B. This rule is applicable, and what does this rule say? Rule 86B. 86A is also there. ठीक है, इतना important है, बाद में देखेंगे, पहले 86B. Rule 86B limits the use of ITC available in the electronic credit ledger for discharging output tax liability. The aforesaid rule starts with non-abstinent clause and has an overriding impact on any other provisions or the rules. ठीक है? 86B is going to have overriding effect on other provisions, and it is regarding payment of the tax. 86B is applicable to registered person having taxable supply other than exempt and zero rated in a month exceeding 50 lakhs. 86B के conditions देखेंगे. 86B में conditions satisfy हुए तो what are the provisions, and then I'll clear it why they have introduced this section. 86B is applicable only when your monthly, now this very important word is, put it in bracket, monthly turnover is exceeding 50 lakhs, that too taxable supply, not your aggregate turnover. Last 3-4 chapters we have been seeing aggregate turnover. फिर registration में देखेंगे aggregate turnover includes taxable, non-taxable, exempt सब, but यहाँ पे it is other than exempt supply and zero rated. Taxable turnover for a month, if it exceeds 50 lakhs, apply rule 86B. In case where value of taxable supply in a month is less than 50 lakhs, then this restriction would not apply. Nature of the restriction. Now, what is this restriction? The person to whom the said rule is applicable cannot utilize ITC in excess of 99% of the output tax. In other words, ITC shall be utilized only up to 99%. That means 1% you have to pay tax. Above restriction can be explained with the help of example. ठीक है? Right. Suppose the turnover for the month of January 22 for you is 100 lakhs. Monthly turnover. Is 86B applicable? Yes, ma'am. Above 50 lakhs. Such supply is taxable at 18%. So on 100 lakhs, how much is the output tax you have to pay to government? 18 lakhs. But you already have in electronic credit ledger mein input tax credit 20 lakhs. You all know input tax credit minus output tax credit is the tax we are liable to pay. So input tax credit is 20 lakhs. Output tax credit is 18 lakhs. So frankly, you need not pay any tax, and 2 lakhs still credit you can carry forward. Government is saying no. Somewhere there is a loophole, and they are saying maximum credit you can take is 99% of 18 lakhs, 1782, 1% 18,000 you have to pay through electronic cash ledger. Electronic cash ledger is where you pay tax. Electronic credit ledger is where you avail ITC. Okay? इसको ना notebook में लिखते हैं notes बना के. See, we have written this capital goods से related all the concept yesterday. I'll read out this also, and अभी तो हम लिख लेते हैं. Let us write rule 86. Let us write rule 86. Applicable when monthly. Write down. लिखने से याद होगा, क्योंकि आजकल ना e-invoice, QR code, e-way bill, ऐसे one theory question is also coming for 5 marks. You can expect this question. Applicable when monthly taxable supply, anything, goods or services, monthly taxable supply exceeds 50 lakhs. जिस महीने में your monthly taxable supply exceeds 50 lakhs and you are liable to pay tax, you have to check this. And what does that rule say? Input tax minus, and I'm writing reverse seriously. Input tax अगर ज़्यादा है तो आप फिर ये आएगा ना, हम ऐसे लिखते हैं output tax minus input tax is equal to tax payable. Are you all with me? What is output tax? Output tax is the tax which you have collected on your sales. Input tax on your raw material, capital goods, whatever you have availed. So output minus input tax is tax payable. And rule says you can take one second. Output tax you can set off up to 99% only. Output tax का 99% ही set off होगा, 1% tax आपको cash में pay करना पड़ेगा. Now you write down one example we have seen there. Let us write down our example. April 21. Let us say monthly turnover is 82 lakhs. 82 lakhs का monthly turnover है. तो क्या 86 भी लगेगा? Answer is yes. And say your output tax is 30 lakhs. Input tax is 35 lakhs. Ma'am, output is only 30 lakhs. Input is more sometimes because you may have purchased capital goods and on that heavy input tax credit you have taken, one of the reasons. So input ज़्यादा ही है output से, so tax payable should be named here. As per rule 86B, output tax का only 99% credit you can take. Are you all with me? Only 99% credit. तो कितना आ रहा है? 30 lakhs का 99% credit. As per rule 96, output tax credit. How much you can take? Input tax कितने तक आप use कर सकते हो? 30 lakhs का 99%. 29 lakh 70,000. I want all of you to write this example to be fitted in your mind. Don't just watch the lecture orally, and we are going to work out nice problems also for 8 marks which are going to come compulsory. Done. Chalo. So what is your output tax? 30 lakhs. उसका 99% तक की आप क्रेडिट. मैम बट ITC 35 lakhs है ना, क्यों टैक्स पे करना है? 1% टैक्स आपको आउट ऑफ योर पॉकेट पे करना ही पड़ेगा. तो टैक्स पेबल इज इक्वल टू आउटपुट टैक्स माइनस इनपुट टैक्स. आउटपुट टैक्स इज 29,70,000. इनपुट टैक्स आप उतना ही यूज करोगे, 29 लाख. सॉरी, आई एम राइटिंग राइट. Output tax is 30 lakhs. Input tax, whatever it may be, just use only 29,70,000. Baak khatam. And this 30,000, 1% of output tax is payable in cash. Cash payable through electronic cash ledger. Are you all with me? Output tax का 1% आपको cash में pay करना पड़ेगा. ठीक है? And now here we go. Acha, what about ITC? Balance ITC carried forward. What was your input tax credit here? 35 lakhs. How much you have used? 29.7. Remaining 5,30,000 will be carried forward. check and ask your doubts. I'm here only. पूछो पूछो, chat box is open. जो भी आपका डाउट है ना chat box में डालो. Clear to you? Your turnover is exceeding 50 lakhs in a month. Okay. Whatever is your output tax and input tax का 99% तक ही input tax you can avail. That is 29,70,000 ही ITC avail किया, बाकी ITC carry forward किया, and 1% of output tax you need to pay tax. Now why this is, there were many incidences upcoming wherein people were getting fake invoices and they were having huge ITC, and output tax is 10 rupees, input tax is 100, no tax paid. So government says, ठीक है, ITC पड़ा है ना, आराम से use करो. We are not saying we are denying ITC. We'll allow you to use it आराम से, but 1% you pay the tax out of your pocket. This is just to curb. One is government needed money. 1% tax. See, last अभी we are into July अभी, तो ये last May June's collection is 1,45,000 crores, highest collection of the GST, and there's a huge jump also. So fine, GST collection is huge, but at least 1% you have to pay tax. मतलब government's revenue will increase, and moreover, fake people also who are taking huge input tax credit and willing to pay zero tax, 1% तो out of pocket pay करना ही पड़ेगा. Every month. This is the procedure you have to follow every month. We'll be using it in solving 8 marks question also. That's why I always take these two topics together. Are you all with me? Otherwise, in your material, so this is given in section 16, conditions 36, 86 भी वहीं पे दिया है आपको. चलो. Check this example here. And now some exception to the rule. Ma'am, SSC is saying, ma'am, I can prove I am a genuine taxpayer. मेरे पास और proof है. Last 2 financial year I have paid 1 lakh to income tax. So if the person is fake and availing only ITC and not paying output GST, he must not be paying income tax also. Paying 1 lakh GST is a good, healthy sign. So like this, now I am telling you exceptions wherein 86B is not applicable. 86B applicable, knock 50 lakhs के ऊपर monthly turnover. What is 86B? We have seen. Now let us see what are the cases wherein 86B is not applicable. Let us see. Yes. Nature of restriction is clear. Suppose your turnover is 100 lakhs and it is 18%, so 18 lakhs is output tax. 18 lakhs का 99%, 1782, उतना ही आप ITC लोगे, ठीक है? And 1% 18,000 you have to pay tax in spite of your input tax credit is 20 lakhs. Is this example clear? Now exception wherein 86B is not applicable. First one, payment of income tax more than 1 lakh. 86B will not apply in case where a person mentioned below have deposited sum of more than 1 lakh in each of the last 2 financial for which time for filing the return is over. Last 2 financial years, time for filing the return is now only 9 months. From the end of the year till 9 months. Earlier it was 1 year. I want to repeat. This is a very important amendment in income tax. Financial year 21-22 का return late में late 31st December 22 तक भर सकते हैं. So now the date is expired for 1920 and 2021, whatever it may be, तो खत्म हो गया ना, December 21 is over. So last 2 years, you have paid more than 1 lakh income tax. Anyways, advance tax, TDS, self-assessment, कोई भी देंगे. Who has paid? Registered dealer himself. और कर्ता, HUF का कर्ता तो मैं नहीं है, और proprietor, और मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर ऑफ द रजिस्टर्ड पर्सन जो कंपनी है, or any of the two partners, whole-time directors, members of managing committee, and so on. Are you all with me? तो ये क्या है रूल 86B? What it is saying, it is not applicable in the last 2 financial years for which date of filing the return is over. You have paid in each year tax above 1 lakh. Oh, you are a genuine taxpayer. 86B fraudsters के लिए, आपके लिए नहीं. Receipt of refund of ITC of more than 1 lakh. 86B may not be applied to registered person who has received a refund of 1 lakh on account of supply of goods to zero rated supplies. What is zero rated supplies? Wherein either you are exporting the goods. तो ITC जो है ना, आपको कुछ नहीं लगता है ना, ITC तो आप लोगे. Zero rated supply means either you export the goods, तो output tax तो कुछ नहीं है, or you supply to SEZ. So SEZ में you can export the goods or services. SEZ is for out of India services only. So you are supplying either to SEZ or you are exporting the goods. Whatever ITC you have availed, no, you get a refund. So if you have got a refund of more than 1 lakh, okay, so they may not apply 86B if they have got a refund of more than 1 lakh. Now, payment of total tax liability through electronic cash ledger in excess of 1% of the total output tax liability. If a registered person has paid more than 1% of the total output tax liability using electronic cash ledger up to said month, the restriction as specified in 86B does not apply. 1% of the total tax liability you have paid up to the said month in the current financial year. Suppose right now August 21 is going. So April 21 से July 21. Total output tax का 1% तो you have paid, no? Then in this month don't apply. Means you are paying the tax, no? Are you all getting? Assuming in financial year 21-22 up to August 21 the total output tax liability is 30 lakhs. So 30 lakhs ka 1% is 30,000. It has been deposited 1 lakh through electronic cash ledger and balance to electronic credit ledger. The rule 86B would not be applicable in September 2021 if the turnover during this month exceeds 50 lakhs. Are you getting? Since payment made in cash is more than 1%. From the beginning of the year, wherever you are in August, you are in October, you are in December 21. So April to November, cumulative output tax liability ka 1%. Have you paid in cash until now? Cumulative is total. Month to month to hum kar hi rahe hain. Total. Then don't apply. Interestingly, the afforded exception needs to be evaluated and hence for the month of April, the said exception will not be applicable. Accordingly, registered person will be required to pay minimum 1% to cash ledger unless registered person is covered under any of the other exception. Yes, it is pertinent to note that GST liability paid under reverse charge should not be taken into account while calculating. See, when I am a buyer, I am paying GST under RCM. I am a recipient. You are a supplier. तो ये हर जगह लिखते हैं कि RCM को, तो वैसे भी if I am a buyer, I am paying under reverse charge mechanism tax on this, but this will be a part of your aggregate turnover, no? It will not be a part of my turnover. Are you all with me? So we will not take in this calculation GST liability paid under RCM should not be taken into account while calculating the total liability and 1% and all. Okay. And last, 86B is not applicable to below mentioned registered person, government department, PSU, local authority, statutory body. However, commissioner or officer by him in his behalf may remove the said restriction after such verification and safeguard. I hope this is clear. एक बार read करो and then right. So is 86B clear? चलो बिना देखे एक बार discuss करते हैं and then we will start. Yeah, this is you have to take care while solving the problems. Doubt clear है आपका? It's not only for theory, you have to apply this while solving the problems. 86B says, if your turnover of the month, any month exceed 50 lakhs, apply rule 86B. If you apply rule 86B, output tax 99% only you can set off in input tax. Ma'am, input tax तो बहुत ज़्यादा है. 99% only you can set off, 1% you have to pay cash. This rule is not applicable if until now cumulative of your total output tax ka 1% you have paid the tax, or you or your partner or karta of the HUF, whoever is the main person in the business, last 2 years consistently every year he has paid more than 1 lakh cash, and in case of those government and PSUs and all that. If you are a dealer, you don't have to apply the 86B. Taking care of this, let us solve the problems. ठीक है? ये देखो, एक बार फिर से देख लो. Rule 86B, it is applicable if in a month your turnover, taxable turnover, not aggregate, taxable turnover other than exempt and zero rated exceed 50 lakhs. Nature of restriction is only 90% you can set off. Exception to rule is payment of income tax more than 1 lakh or yes sir. Receipt of refund of ITC of more than 1 lakh. Okay. Rule 86B may not apply whereby registered person has received the refund. ठीक है? हाँ, ये भी एक point है. एक exception है. Last 2 years you have paid 1 lakh income tax. GST refund you have got more than 1 lakh because you are doing zero rated supply or invert duty structure ही वही है. अगर आप goods और export करते हो ना, your output tax is zero and ITC you have availed, अब कोई नहीं है तो they'll give you refund of the ITC. In detail, this is there and final. And until now, cumulative, you have paid 1%. This third restriction. And fourth restriction is 86B would not be applicable in case the registered person is government department, public sector, local authority, statutory body. Commissioner or officer authorized on his behalf may remove the said restrictions and may apply if they feel this person is doing fake business or पीछे कुछ नहीं है and all that. ठीक है? Yeah. This amendment we have already seen yesterday that along with one of the conditions of section 16 says you have to receive the goods, you need to have invoice and debit note. One more added now in section 16 is the other person should show it, the supplier should show it in his output tax so that it is auto populated or auto dropped in my GSTR2B and I can take that much credit. Otherwise, वहाँ पे भी नया rule आया है. If I have shown invoices as my purchases, if you have not shown, then only 5% of what is eligible we can take. We've seen that. Right. Okay. So this is all about 86B. Now we are solving the problems for ITC. Now how to set up the ITC we have done in the first chapter, but once again, availment and utilization of ITC. Every registered person subject to condition may be prescribed, be entitled to take the credit of eligible input tax credit as self-assessed in his return. Can we take credit of the ITC? Yes. Now, how do you utilize the ITC? The use of ITC for payment of tax on interstate supplies is the point in which GST differs. Yes, in GST, interstate supplies are levied as IGST. And if it is intrastate, you charge CGST and SGST. Now, this is just like a revision, so I'm going little fast. Input tax credit of IGST should, अगर आपका ITC है IGST, can be set off to pay IGST, then CGST, then SGST. Input tax credit of CGST can be used to pay CGST and then IGST. Input tax credit of SGST in case of some union territories can be utilized to pay SGST only, same tax, and IGST. ITC of CGST cannot be used in SGST and UTGST. I hope these are not dialogues for you. In the very first chapter introduction only, I have told you all this. You want me to give in writing again कि clear है while solving the problem? Chalo, look here. Look at the screen. I'll explain. IGST, input tax credit of IGST. IGST is interstate. Will be set off in output IGST. And balance you can set off in CGST and SGST. Yes. Input credit of CGST, output CGST. If not, कभी-कभी होता है ना, input CGST because I purchased locally. Output it is complete IGST. I am selling to Mumbai. I am buying in Hyderabad. I am paying SGST and CGST. 100% my sales is IGST. So CGST and SGST, CGST and SGST output पे set off होगा, नहीं है IGST. SGST output SGST में set off होगा, नहीं है IGST. UTGST Union Territory ITC output UTGST में set off होगा, नहीं है बाहर IGST में. What cannot be set off mutually? CGST and SGST because they are part of each other. You know, रेल की पटरी साथ में चलते हैं, मिलेंगे नहीं. कौन है? CGST. They go hand in hand. अच्छा, you are doing sales within the state. 9% CGST सेंटर को जाएगा, 9% SGST स्टेट को जाएगा. अच्छा, you are doing interstate sales. 18% central government. So what is happening? Central and state can set off and first go in the same tax, if not others, but CGST and SGST mutually cannot be set up. So with this very easy, very scoring problems I am doing now. The first one I am picking is from the study material only. Still I am sharing the screen from my material or study material. Study material में भी एक question है, वहां से question लिख लो और या फिर आप screenshot ले लो. एक मिनट. Yes. Can you see the whole problem? And can you please take a screenshot so that when we do, it is clear to you that we are solving this problem. See, we don't want to take any risk. अभी तो वो trend चल रहा है ना कि institute के study material के problem as it is पूछ लेंगे exam में, है ना? Right? चलो. So problem number 24 we are doing now. I am again saying I have written here. ये जो एग्जामिनेशन का चैप्टर है, टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई, 5-5 मार्क के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट है. कभी कुछ नहीं आता है, कभी आता है. आर यू गेटिंग? दे कम इन क्वेश्चन नंबर 2, 3, 4. समटाइम्स यू कैन लीव इन चॉइस. क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 व्हिच यू नीड टू कंपल्सरीली अटेम्प्ट, नॉट कंपल्सरी टू अटेम्प्ट, पर अटेम्प्ट तो करना पड़ेगा. तो वो जो आपका क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 है, वो कहां से आएगा आपको? वेयर विल यू गेट इट फ्रॉम? यू विल गेट इट फ्रॉम दिस ITC. चलो. Chow, a supplier of the goods, pays GST. He has outward intrastate supply, interstate supply, outward, on which he has to pay tax. He has made purchases intrastate and interstate, on which he can take ITC. And he is having some opening ITC also. Rate of taxes, अगर intra है तो 99% है, inter है तो 18%. Both are exclusive of taxes. Some exam, just to confuse, they may give purchases inclusive of tax. So this is 118, 18 kitna. If this is excluding the tax, this is 100, 18% इसका straight निकाल. So language पढ़ते आना चाहिए. All the conditions are satisfied. Just look at the magic. You can score marks in this provided you are practicing these problems again on your own second time. अभी पहली बार भी करो. Yeah, of course I'll give homeworks also करेंगे हम लोग. Problem number 25. Computation of GST table. Computation of GST table. Just give me 1 second. There are 2, 3 calls coming. I'll just put it on hold. Make the columns, please, full page. All right. Thank you so much for waiting. Let us begin. Chalo. First, they have given you what? Okay, 1 second. Just let us read it again. 8 lakh and 3 lakh is the sale, 2 lakh 50,000 is the purchase. These are the input figures and rate is 99% and 18%. Okay? So 24th problem we are doing. There are very good problems actually in our material. This 25th. But this is like institute's material में भी है, आपने screenshot भी ले लिया है, illustration number 5. And let us do it now. Okay? So the first thing we will check it is computation of the GST payable. Now you can do it separate also or you can do it together also. How will you set off? So first of all, what is GST payable on outward supply? Outward supply में GST payable क्या है? कितना है? Let us check it. Okay. So in that we have column for CGST 9%, SGST 9%, UTGST तो नहीं है sorry, and interstate है तो IGST. IGST is 18% and total. इतने column बनाओ. चलो. Now you have sold intrastate. Intrastate. Within the state you have sold. How much you have sold intrastate? 8 lakhs. तो कितना आएगा? 9%. 72,000 CGST, 72,000 SGST, 1,44,000 is the total tax. You have sold intrastate. Now you have sold interstate. Interstate you have sold 3 lakh. Straight 18% of 3 lakh comes to 54,000 IGST. What is the total output tax liability you have to pay? Output tax payable 72,000, 72,000, 54,000, and let us do the total. 1,98,000. Are you all with me? Clear है सबको? चलो. Now, what is the ITC? Computation of input tax credit available. Computation of input tax credit available. They have not given that turnover detail कि 50 लाख से exceed होगा and 1% cash में pay करना पड़ेगा. ठीक है. तो अभी 86 भी तो कोई ये नहीं है, बट एग्जाम में they can give you कि if the turnover is 80 lakhs के above last month. See, right now the turnover is 8 lakh and 3 lakh 11 lakhs. But if the turnover exceeds 50 lakhs, you need to take care of that also. Now, how much ITC you can avail? Same column: CGST, SGST, IGST, and total. Do you have opening balance? Yes. Opening input tax credit which is available from last month 57,000, SGST nil है, 70,000 है, total 57,000, and this 1,27,000. अच्छा है, क्लियर है? अब purchases, intra-state purchases. Within the same state, you have purchased 2 lakh into 9%, 18,000 CGST, SGST, IGST में nil और total 36,000. 2 lakh का 9%. Done. चले साथ में इंट्रास्टेट. अब interstate. Interstate purchases, how much it is for all of you? 50,000. So interstate purchases is 50,000 and rate is 18%. You can take credit. 50,000 into 18%, and that comes to 9,000. Total ITC available. Total input credit which is available. 57,000 plus 18,000. So here you have 75,000. Here you have 18,000. Here you have 79,000. $1,72,000. ठीक है. Now, had it been 86B applicable 50 लाख के ऊपर turnover, just saying, then 198 का 1% तो टैक्स पे करना ही पड़ेगा आपको. That is 1,98,000 का 1%, that is 1,980 you have to pay in tax. Suppose it applicable, not for this problem. Now did you get it? Now how much you have to pay the tax? GST payable in cash ledger. GST is payable in cash ledger. CGST, SGST, IGST and total. Let us write down output GST payable. Output GST payable 72, 72, 54, 198. 72,000, 72,000, 54,000, 1,98,000. Are you all with me? Now we can set off the ITC. Okay. So first, always we will set off what? IGST. IGST is set off first. Okay. Then CGST and SGST. So here, let us do ITC. ताकि आपको मिनिमम कैश भरना पड़े. There are 2-3 ways, huh? Less ITC. So how much output IGST is available? Please look at the screen. 79,000. And your IGST is 54,000. So 54,000 की liability तो पूरी खत्म होगी. Still you have balance of IGST. Yes. Then also you have balance. और वैसे ही आपको just check here, SGST output is 72, input is only 18. So can you set off balance over here? What is balance? 79,000 IGST set off in SGST. Is my writing clear? 79,000 था ना IGST, तो आपने 54,000 तो IGST में यूज किया. See, IGST should first be used for IGST. So 79,000 minus 54,000 you have used. Now how much is left? 25,000. That we can use here. SGST. तो IGST खत्म हो गया. अब SGST अभी भी it is 18,000. Can we set off here full 18,000? Yes. CGST. Input CGST. कितना है आपका? 75 है. Can you set off 72? Yes. Ma'am, CGST extra पड़ा है. But CGST 3,000 cannot be set off in the IGST. So it will be carried forward. Are you getting? Finally, minimum आप करो, आपका जो भी doubt है clear. Minimum GST payable. CGST is nil. And still abhi bhi CGST carried forward for next month is 3,000. Output CGST था 75, input था 72, so you have set off and 3,000 is still carried forward. SGST you have to pay in cash. Can you set off balance 3,000 CGST and SGST? The answer is no, you cannot. नहीं कर सकते. कितना आ रहा है देखो? 29,000 you have to pay. Is IGST over? Yes. IGST का बैलेंस था, but IGST में सेट ऑफ किया, बैलेंस I used it for SGST. So IGST is over now. ठीक है? So this 54,000 we have paid, this 25,000 we have paid, and these two 90,000 we have paid. Finally, what is the total liability? Total का column भी tally करो. 198 minus 54 minus 25 minus 9,000. 1,98,000 में से आपने पहले 54 सेट ऑफ किया, फिर 25,000 सेट ऑफ किया, and then you have set off this is 90,000. Check if you have written wrong, इसको correct करो. So out of your pocket, how much you are paying tax in cash? 29,000 SGS. Had it been 86B rule applicable, minimum 1% you have to pay the tax in cash. टोटल का टोटल है ना 1,98,000 का 1%. 1,980 आपको कैश में पे करना ही है, even though input ITC is more. Check and ask your doubts. How will you do it in the exam? Interstate output लिख लो. Second table opening or purchases input ले लो. 1 minus 2. Start doing set off and rules you all know. See, I have CGST extra, but I can't set up CGST and SGST. That's why I've written there carried forward. है ना? Clear है सबको? Right. Let us do one more problem then. The next one. अब थोड़ा सा adjustment के साथ. These are professional exams, so they can give you the problem कि purchases में this is eligible, capital goods में इतना time तो already हो गया. We have done, this is like 25th problem. We have already done 15 to 20 problem eligibility. On this ITC is allowed, on this it is not allowed, on this. So that they can merge and give here. Let us read 25th question and एक बार मैं इसको छोटा कर रही हूँ, आप इसका screenshot ले लो. All past exam papers, all we practice, especially for this ITC. अच्छा question है. Nice it is. Yes, we are doing it now. Homework I'll give at the end. Then read the problem. Nimit, the supplier of the goods pays GST under regular tax. He is not eligible for any exemption, and he has two taxable supplies, intra and inter. And for the same month, he has purchases from a registered dealer. Intrastate purchases unregistered. Unregistered dealer से खरीदे तो ITC नहीं मिलता because they cannot issue the tax invoice. Intrastate purchases of goods from a registered dealer. Opening ITC available is given, rates are given. See, this time rates are given same, sometimes it could be different. Both inward and outward supplies given above are exclusive. All conditions are satisfied. Now, he has purchased a car intrastate. एक कार खरीदी है intrastate within the state for business purpose at 672 inclusive of the GST 18%. And he capitalized the cost of the car, inclusive GST, so as to claim depreciation. Now, on capital goods, while purchasing, if you pay ITC, one option is take credit of the ITC part. Second option is in 1 lakh capital goods, add 18,000 ITC और 1,18,000 जो है ना, ये 1,18,000 का पूरा depreciation अगर आप ले रहे हो तो don't avail ITC. This person is buying the car inclusive of tax he is capitalizing in the books. He cannot avail ITC on the GST paid on car. Is the point clear or not? Car खरीदा business के लिए है, and also even if they want to take, see generally motor car less than 13 sitting capacity वो वैसे भी allowed नहीं. But in the same line of the business, if you buy the motor car for selling, if you buy the motor car for training, and if you buy the motor car and all above 13 passenger capacity, वो विंजर कार है, वो जो भी है, तो आपको क्रेडिट मिलता है सेम लाइन ऑफ बिजनेस में, बट नहीं मिलेगा यहाँ तो, ठीक है. एंड आउट ऑफ इंटरस्टेट परचेजेस, ये रहा इंटरस्टेट परचेजेस 4 lakh. Goods worth 1 lakh were received on 5th September. We are doing for August. So if you have purchases the goods, you have invoice and journal entry in your books, but you have not received the goods. Goods तो August September में आएंगे. अभी ट्रांसपोर्टर के पास पड़े हैं, बहुत बारिश हो रही है. Can you take ITC? Answer is no. You cannot take ITC of this one. So you need to take care of these 2 points and then calculate the GST payable. Can we go a little fast and together, because this is the second problem. I want all of you, दीप्ति मैम कॉन्सेप्ट तो पढ़ाते हैं, बहुत प्रैक्टिस भी कराते हैं, बट एज ए स्टूडेंट क्या मैं खुद से कर पा रहा हूँ बिना मैम के कर पा रहा हूँ, तो ठीक है. If you're watching recording, pause the video. You have already taken the screenshot. नहीं लिया तो ले लो once again. The nice problem, and give me a call if you get this problem in exam. That too in compulsory question number 1, 8 marks are yours. Solve it and then check it with me. We have a limitation while taking these online classes. I'm doing it now in notebook with all of you. Problem number 25. This time can we all make connecting table? थोड़ा सा अलग वे में मैं करा रही हूँ, आउटपुट इनपुट और, मगर एक ही टेबल में स्टेटमेंट लिख देंगे. Statement of output tax liability. पर ना फुल पेज बना लेते हैं, ऐसे मैं बोल रही हूँ. CGST, SGST, IGST, and what? Total. These are the points. And what here? Particular. शुरू करें साथ में. चलो, फर्स्ट इज intrastate supply of goods we have sold. Intrastate sale 25 lakhs into 9%. 25 lakhs into 9%. 2,25,000 CGST, 225 SGST, 450. Are you all with me? Intrastate है ना, within the same state. Now, interstate 5 lakh का 18%. This is what I have sold. 5 lakh का 18%. 90,000. See, 86B they can merge here and they can give the problem in the exam. यहाँ फिर से applicable नहीं है because the turnover is 25 lakhs and 5 lakhs. If your output liability or output आपका जो भी turnover है that exceeds 50 lakhs तो ही applicable है. तो इसमें तो नहीं है applicable 86B, but just saying this is your output tax payable. $90,000, 5 lakh पे 18%. Total A 2,25,000, 225, 90,000, 5 lakh. चलो, अब हम क्या करेंगे फिर? इनपुट परचेजेस पे ले लो. फर्स्ट इज intrastate purchase from registered dealer 14 lakhs. Intrastate purchases 14 lakhs less motor car. See, this is your total purchase in which you have purchased a motor car also including tax. एंड मोटर कार पे जीएसटी नहीं है तो मोटर कार की वैल्यू और निकालना पड़ेगा, बट एक्सक्लूडिंग टैक्स ना. सी, these intrastate purchases are without step. तो what is the motor car purchased without tax? वो तो माइनस करना पड़ेगा ना. मोटर कार you have purchased for 6,72,000 including 72,000 टैक्स. तो कितना मोटर लाख माइनस होगा? 6 लाख. आपको समझ में आ रहा है? विद इन द स्टेट यू हैव डन 14 लाख परचेजेस, बट इन दैट यू हैव परचेज्ड अ मोटर कार 6 लाख एंड 72,000 मिला के कैपिटलाइज कर दिया, तो 72,000 का आईटीसी यू विल नॉट गेट. सो नाउ द बैलेंस परचेजेस 8 लाख का आई विल गेट द क्रेडिट. 8 लाख का 14 लाख माइनस 6 लाख, 8 लाख का 9%. 72,000, 1,44,000. 72, 1,44,000. Intrastate. And you have purchased from unregistered dealer. Intrastate purchase from unregistered dealer. बिल्कुल कुछ नहीं मिलेगा. Nil. Unregistered dealer. Now, still you have purchased interstate. Interstate you have purchased 4 lakh. Out of that also, goods not received. 1 लाख के गुड्स तो अभी मिले ही नहीं है. देखो ना, पर्टिकुलर्स का कॉलम थोड़ा बड़ा बनाना चाहिए था, बस बिकॉज आई एम यूजिंग दिस लैपटॉप. आई होप यू आर अंडरस्टैंडिंग थोड़ा, so that you can write everything nicely. Intrastate purchases from unregistered dealer, ये तो हो गया. Interstate कितना है? 4 लाख. 1 लाख के गुड्स. 3 लाख पे 18%. 1 lakh के goods have not been received, I'll not take the credit. 3 lakh पे 18% is 54,000. Oh, sorry, I missed one more thing. Really sorry. Wait, all of you, please. Before doing total, we have to add input ITC. ये तो आपने output लिया and input also, no? So input ITC also we should add. What is input ITC? Opening पे already दिया है ना? 95,000. This we should have written first in the second table. अब नहीं लिखा तो नीचे लिख दो, कोई बात नहीं. एग्जाम में भी इतना ऊपर नीचे होगा तो कोई मार्क्स नहीं कट जाएंगे आपके. Done. Now do the total. 95 and 67. 1,67,000. This is 1,32,000. 1,04,000. 167 plus 132 plus 1,04,000. 4,03,000. Done. This is your total output tax liability. Clear? Any doubt? I want to repeat. Intrastate sale पे 9% ले लिया, interstate पे 18% लिया. अब opening we should have written here top, missed out, so I wrote it here. Intrastate purchases 14 lakhs. You have a motor car purchase on which ITC is anyhow not allowed. It's allowed only subject to 3 conditions. So उसको निकाल दो. Intrastate purchases from unregistered dealer nil. Interstate purchases is 4 lakh, but 1 lakh goods have not been received. तो उसको निकाल दो. ठीक है. Okay. This is your total ITC. Now, can you do the set off? $225, $225, $90, and this is a B part, A minus B करना है. But हम फिर से लिखेंगे. What is output tax? Output tax A वाला we need to copy again. 2,25,000 CGST. 2 lakh. आज पेन सता रहा है थोड़ा. 2,25,000 is the SGST. 90,000 is this. And total. Are you all with me? Now, वैसे their input tax credit is only 4,03,000. तो कुछ ना कुछ तो tax pay करना पड़ेगा. अब set off करते हैं. सबसे पहले IGST set off करना. Less input IGST. That too in which output IGST. Input IGST is 1,04,000. So 90,000 तो पूरा use कर लो. And balance 14,000 you will give to CGST. Are you all able to understand, मैम? कहीं कुछ confusion है? फिर से देखो. आपका output IGST is 90,000. Input IGST is 1,04,000. So output minus input set off हो गया. Still you have input IGST 14,000. So why did I use last problem? I used it for SGST. This time I used it for CGST because SGST खुद ही है. It's sufficient there. Yes. बीच में कुछ स्क्रीन आगे बंद नहीं हो रही है. Done. डर गए. चलो now. Less input CGST. Can you set off 1,66,000 60,000 yes, less input SGST 1,32,000, output SGST minus input SGST, output CGST minus input, बिल्कुल सेट ऑफ होगा. Balance GST is payable in cash. GST payable in cash. Yes, yes, yes. Listen, आपका माइंड अभी वही चल रहा है. प्रताप ये सुनो मेरी बात. 2 अब 86B के साथ अगर इसको मर्ज करके देंगे तो यू नीड टू टेक केयर कि 1% यू आर पेइंग. ITC को कैरी फॉरवर्ड होने दो. बट यहाँ तो सवाल ही नहीं है, तो रूटीन प्रॉब्लम. 225 14,000. How much you are paying? 44,000. 2,25,000 minus 132, 93,000 plus 44,000, 1,37,000. और ये कर लो सेट ऑफ. ये 1,04,000 IGST पूरा सेट ऑफ हो गया. 167 CGST पूरा सेट ऑफ हो गया. 132 SGST भी पूरा सेट. 540. प्लीज डू द टोटल कॉलम सो दैट इन एग्जाम कहीं कुछ गलत हो रहा है सेट ऑफ तो आपको ना क्रॉस चेक हो जाएगा. ठीक है, क्लियर है. So you have to pay this much tax in cash, and anyhow it is more than 1%, but anyhow 86B is not applicable. But keep in mind they can combine 86B and these kind of the problems and ask in compulsory question or in MCQ. So like this in your study material also some more problems are there. Hope you are able to do that. और कोई भी डाउट है तो पूछो. Yes, in this जैसे परचेज में 1 लाख goods were not received और या 1 लाख lost हो गए ऐसे. So what they are doing in this only, they are giving you a different kind of the adjustments. Okay, right? Clear to all of you? First, always start with IGST, output IGST, input IGST. Then you can go for CGST and SGST. और IGST अगर एक्स्ट्रा है तो जहां कम पड़ रहा है वहां पे यूटिलाइज कर लो उसको पूरा. ठीक है, right. So here we complete with the 5th class for ITC. We have seen all the flow charts. 1 minute, 1 minute. I said I'll take you to the flow chart. 1 second. एक ना कैपिटल गुड्स में एक कॉन्सेप्ट है कि हर जगह आप कैसे लोगे, तो उसको हमने कंबाइन टेबल बना के कल लिखा था. those are missed yesterday's class. For ITC, capital goods has 3 treatments. Suppose you are shifting from composite or exempt to regular. अभी तक आप composite में थे. Look at the screen, and now you have come in the regular. So what you will do? ITC you want to avail now. Composition से regular में the day you come into regular, 1 day before that, whatever is your stock on that you want to avail the ITC, है ना? So whatever is your stock on that you want to avail the ITC. तो जो ITC है 5% per quarter of part thereof. Even if it is 25th June, still April, May, June will be considered as 1 quarter. Input tax credit, yeah, and 5% per quarter you will minus, and balance ITC you can take. This you will do when you are shifting from composition to regular, exempt to regular. The day exemption is removed, 1 day before, whatever is your stock of inputs, work in progress, finished goods, you can avail. Shifting from regular to composition. Until now you were doing regular, you went into section 10 composition or regular to exempt. Whatever ITC you have availed will be reversed, provided capital goods life is assumed to be 60 months. So whatever ITC you have already availed as regular registered dealer is for 60 months. Now how many months are over? The day you purchased capital goods and now, not quarter, this time how many months are over? That much ITC you reduce, remaining ITC you reverse it and show it as output liability and you have to pay tax on that. Are you all with me? ये कब करोगे? जब आप कॉम्पोजिशन में जा रहे हो रेगुलर से, रेगुलर था यू अवेल्ड आईटीसी, रिवर्स आईटीसी, रॉ मटेरियल वर्क इन प्रोग्रेस सब पे रिवर्स करो. क्या फायदा ना हो आईटीसी लिखे? कॉम्पोजिट डीलर कैन नॉट टेक आईटीसी एंड दे पे मिनिमम टैक्स क्वार्टरली आउट ऑफ देयर पॉकेट, तो कहीं सेट ऑफ भी नहीं होगा. So whatever ITC you have availed on capital goods is for 60 months, number of months over, reverse it. If capital goods are used and sold, you know, sometimes we purchase capital goods, then we transfer it, we discard it, we sell it at OLX, कुछ ना कुछ कर देते हैं. So input tax credit, whatever you have availed on capital goods, 5% per quarter. And this is the balance of the ITC, 5% per quarter. ITC का ही 5% per quarter of part thereof minus करो, और balance ITC which you have to reverse, or because you have transferred the capital goods, what is the transfer value or the sale value given, उसके ऊपर GST apply करो, higher of the two. Higher of the two is the tax paid. So don't get confused. Composition से regular में आ रहे हो 5% quarter minus करके ले लो. Regular से आप composition में जा रहे हो तो 60 months उसकी लाइफ है, बैलेंस ले लो. Capital goods आप use कर रहे हो और फिर आप sell कर रहे हो तो 5% per quarter, or write it down as a note, take a screenshot, pause the video if you have missed. कल तो मैंने काफी टाइम दिया था इन सब लिखने. That's why we are taking 5 classes. We are writing running notes. We are reading from the material. We are applying it and solving 25 to problems. More than 15 to examples are printed in the material. And the best of the material, I can assure you, to the point. Few things I've literally avoided. जो जरूरी नहीं है. Like in the very next, you know, एक चीज के लिए हम खुश हो सकते हैं ना. The technical part of the GST is over here. The technical part, the levy, the supply, the composition, the time of supply for goods, forward charge, reverse charge, 31st day, 61st day, value of supply, section 15, and this 16, 17, 18. So this completes your core technical part of the GST. Now it's like super easy. Read करो, objective questions आएंगे. मैम इसको रजिस्ट्रेशन लगेगा क्या, टैक्स इनवॉइस क्या है, रिफंड वाउचर क्या है, डॉक्यूमेंटेशन क्या है, रिटर्न्स कैसे भरना है. So the upcoming chapters are very easy, very scoring also, and the best part of the chapter, see, this is ITC, one question for 8 marks. Registration and all now onwards, bit questions are there. Tomorrow I will do at least 5 to 6 good questions for the turnover. तो जो turnover हम जब देखते हैं ना, उसके लिए भी bit questions are there. Like 4 marks question if they have asked in registration, 1 mark. So 1 wrong, okay, at least 3 are yours. Are you getting? These kind of the questions you need to practice a lot. जो अभी हमने किया, ठीक है? Right. And let us check up this now. You remember I have checked with all of you all this block credit. या ICI material के पीछे recapitulate. When you are shifting from composition to regular, then the day you become liable, whatever is the stock, you can take credit. Exempt to regular, the day exemption is lifted. But composition to regular, exempt to regular, you are taking on input, semi-finished goods, finished goods, and capital goods, minus 5% per quarter. But when you are going for voluntary registration or compulsory registration, you will not go, like you will not shift. ठीक है? I mean, see, you will not get the capital goods पे credit. अभी तक आप registered नहीं थे, now you are liable to register. The day you become liable to register, you can take credit, not the day you receive registration. The day you receive registration and in the voluntary registration. But here you can take credit of the stock, work in progress, finished goods. And for all this 180 days से 1 year से पुराना invoice नहीं चलेगा. And these are the details. 2 लाख से ऊपर ITC लेना है तो CA को report बनाना है और special cases leading to reversal of the credit. Yes. Now you are switching. For the capital goods especially, reversal of the credit. You are switching from regular payment to the composition, registered, getting wholly exempt, cancellation of registration. ये सब केस में आप अगर शिफ्ट हो रहे हो तो सेम कंडीशंस है जो अभी आपको बताया. हाँ, supply of capital goods. You are selling the capital goods. Then input tax credit less 5% per quarter or tax on the transaction value, whichever is higher. If one exceeds 2, then reversal amount will be added to tax liability. 1, whichever is higher. And this we have done in case of sale, merger, change in partnership and all. ITC will be allowed. See, this is the diagram we followed in today's class. IGST में SGST and CGST in any order. पहले तो input tax credit of IGST set up होगा. CGST में भी CGST पहले set up होगा फिर IGST. CGST और SGST आपस में set up नहीं हो सकते. Do I am literally saying 19th and 28th question आप सब कर पाओगे. See now these are like time savers. We have done more than 15-16 questions. इस पे ITC मिलेगा या नहीं मिलेगा, मिलेगा या नहीं मिलेगा, like that. Do it. It will be clear to all of you. ठीक है? And still, if you have any doubt in ITC, any problem miss हो गया? कौन सा वाला? Homework तो हमने सब क्लास में चेक किया है. मैसेज करो, बाकी लोग भी करो मुझे. Conditions subject to which input tax credit can be availed. Which problem? We didn't do the 15th problem. 1 minute, let me check in the notebook. है ना, सब problems हमारी notebook में हमने class में ही solve किए. 1 second. 1. Okay, 11th problem, we have not discussed the answers. Let us do it. Charlie is engaged. 15th problem. Charlie is engaged in manufacturing of the taxable goods. Compute the ITC available with Charlie Limited for the month of the December. ठीक है? तो input tax credit मिलेगा ही नहीं. Input. One invoice on GST payable 20,000 was missing. So how much you can claim input tax credit? 120 minus 20, that is 1 lakh. Are you all with me? 1 lakh का मिलेगा. If invoice is not there, you will not get the credit. While reversing, if invoice is not there, you can reverse it with the help of market value. लेने वक्त तो market value नहीं चलेगी मैम, है ना, market value दे दो ना, credit नहीं देते ना, invoice चाहिए ना. Input है 10,000. Inputs are to be received in 2 installments and only first installment is received. No. Reasoning you have to write. Capital goods has been capitalized at full value inclusive of GST. तो नहीं मिलेगा. If capital goods are capitalized नहीं मिलेगा. Input service. One invoice dated 20th of January on which GST was payable 50,000 has been received in October 2022. Oh, December 21 में we want to take the credit, but invoice जो है ना on which GST was payable is received quite late. So can you avail the ITC? No. Without invoice, you cannot avail the ITC for 50,000, but remaining 1 lakh. So what is the total ITC? 2 lakh over. Once you file your return, see this Charlie has filed his annual return on 15th of September. Now can he take the credit? If he receives the invoice in October 22, answer is no. Annual return भरने के बाद या फिर September का return October 28 को भरने के बाद you cannot take a credit. Okay? So this was subject to all the rules. I hope I have explained everything in these 5 classes. आज तो हम थोड़ा जल्दी कर रहे हैं, नहीं तो 2-2 घंटे के हमने अच्छे क्लासेस लिए हैं. You have worked out the problem. ITC is a super important chapter. Anyone watching this has any doubt anywhere in the concept which I have covered today, ask me, right? Yeah, one more thing last. 86A is just a concept. मैंने अमेंडमेंट भी पढ़ा है, तो रीड करो कि कमिश्नर को राइट्स हैं, थोड़े से राइट्स कमिश्नर को दे दिए हैं. Commissioner and officer authorized by him is empowered to impose restrictions on ITC. Sometimes you know you have invoice, you have everything, but commissioner is saying कहीं कुछ गड़बड़ है, कहीं कुछ fraud रखा है. Can he ask you to withhold the ITC? Yes, up to a time, and then he has to prove and ask you to reverse, and if not, you can go ahead. Restriction can be imposed. ITC has been availed on the basis of tax invoice, valid document issued by a non-existent supplier, not conducting any business. I have got a valid invoice, but fake one. That person is not doing any business. Or क्या है? Without receipt of the goods, or tax in relation to which has not paid to government by the supplier. So these are like conditions of 16 are not satisfied. Commissioner can ask you to stop taking credit. Registered person availing ITC has been found non-existent or not to be conducting any business. Registered, you know, sometimes these companies are bookish companies, they are found on paper. Registered person availing ITC is not in possession of the tax invoice. If ITC is so availed, restriction can be imposed by not allowing such ITC to be used for discharging any liability, not allowing refund. Such restrictions can be imposed for a period up to 1 year from the date of imposing. However, Commissioner can withdraw such restriction if he is satisfied that conditions for imposing restriction no longer exceed and he is authorized. So sometimes can the Commissioner has got the restricting power? Can he restrict? Answer is yes. So here we have कभी-कभी ना क्लास के एंड तक आते होता है एक वो प्रॉब्लम रह गया है ये कॉन्सेप्ट, क्योंकि हम शुरू करते हैं तो like we have spent the mindset like this for section 16, then for section 17, 18 first part, 18 second part, and today we have worked out all these problems. ठीक है? Right. Read it, any doubt you have, and without fail, whoever teacher is saying my material is more than enough is not right. Institute is not a fool to make material. तो institute के पीछे के क्वेश्चन इसमें प्रिंट करके ये बुक को बल्कि क्यों करो बोलो, तो आप वो करो. इंपॉर्टेंट मंथ्स हैव पिक्ड अप वेयर यू आर कि आप स्टकअप हो जाओगे, मैंने वो ले लिए हैं, आप करो. कुछ भी डाउट है तो यू कैन आस्क मी, कमेंट बिलो. एंड इफ यू रियली लाइक दिस वे ऑफ लर्निंग, in the description concept classes app and other link is given, Telegram link where I keep putting updates and all. Join that, stay in touch with us. You can take the classes in Google Drive, pen drive, app as you wish. If not, at least enroll for the test series. You can understand the quality good papers we would be setting looking at these problems up to the mark. Last 21 years I've been teaching, so I'll make quality good papers, correct it, give you the feedback so that you get that feel of the exam, right? So do watch the description box. Many things are there, very important for you, right? Stay connected. Do share this video. Subscribe to the channel. I'll be coming up like this live suddenly for some concept. When I get, 5 people asking me same doubt, I go live and I make video and publish it. So if you have already liked and subscribed, you'll get a notification that this is the latest video. Very small. अभी rebate के लिए एक 5 minutes का बनाया. Minor की income के लिए I have made 5 minutes. So just these are the simple things I want to talk about. ठीक है? Right. Thank you so much. Bye bye all of you.